Just a reminder before today's programme, the previous episode of the Ident Review Extra is still available to view, and in that episode we took a look at Paint Pot. Also, please consider supporting us on Patreon. Your support helps keep AMTV running and the programmes you enjoy coming to your screens. For more information, visit patreon.com/Adam Martyn AMTV. And now, here on AMTV, time for the newest instalment of the Ident Review Extra, and this time, we're looking at something that has quite a zap to it. The following programme is rated U. It is suitable for all audiences. Hello, and welcome to the Ident Review Extra, the spin-off show that takes a look at one individual ident each episode and gives it the review it deserves. And today we continue our marathon through the BBC2 idents of the 1990s. Today on our BBC2 journey, we'll be taking a look at an ident that certainly packs quite a shock of a sequence. Debuting in 1997, one of the new batch that was a result of the BBC corporate rebrand, let's get our shock absorbers on, because we're taking a look at Zapper.
Catch up with Buffy events now on BBC2, and you know, this vampire business, sometimes it can be totally gross.
The temptation to make a Sean Connery shocking pun is unreal right now. Well, first off, can we talk about the poor fly in this clip? Yeah, I know it's their own fault for flying into the light in the first place, but is it a step too far for BBC2 to show such scenes of torture? Yes, I am dramatising this a little bit, and I mean, we don't see the fly fall instantly as it continues to fly, so we don't directly witness a killing on screen. Ethical debates on the rights of flies aside, this is one of the most standout idents to come from BBC2 in 1997, and in my opinion, it's easy to see why. A two-shaped fly zapper machine is yet another fantastic concept from the designers, to take a familiar object, one that we all recognise or have in our homes, and to manipulate it in that familiar two shape. Wouldn't mind having one of those myself, actually.
First on BBC2, Marge and gambling just don't mix.
Another strong factor are the colour tones used here. We see the ever-present and familiar aqua blue tone used within the 2 Zapper itself, but the stark white tiles are light in such a way that they contrast the Zapper really well. And even though the image is bright, it's all very appealing to the eye from a visual standpoint. Definitely one of the strongest final images from this whole era of BBC2. Now, being part of the second phase of the era, Zapper would initially only be on air for around 4 years, before a whole new batch of idents took over in 2001. So here is a clip from later in Zapper's initial life.
Strong language and strong sounds now on BBC2, heading to Tel Aviv for their choice of world clubbing.
Why does it seem like any BBC2 ident clip from around 2000 or 2001 only seems to exist now in 144p quality? Ramblings aside, after Zapper disappeared from viewers' screens in late 2001, it would be well over a decade before it would be seen again. In 2014, for the Afternoon Classics strand of programming, Zapper would make a return appearance, alongside some of its 90s peers.
Now BBC2 Northern Ireland, Cagney and Lacey are on the case.
2014 would prove to be a double whammy for the 90s twos, as to celebrate the BBC2's 50th birthday, many were brought out of retirement with a 50-year icon to symbolise the occasion. Being one of the most recognisable and popular from the second phase, Zapper was an obvious choice to bring back to the airwaves.
Tracking a serial killer now on BBC2 Northern Ireland, Tommy Lee Jones leads an all-star cast in our late-night mystery thriller. There's very strong language in the electric mist.
Once celebrations subsided, Zapper's return didn't end there. In 2015, the 90s twos became the main idents to represent BBC2 once again, and Zapper happily returned to the fold and entered regular broadcast for a few more years. Let's have a look at the sequence in some glorious high definition.
The value of Ian from BBC2. Just how much is he taking home? Comedy with some strong language. W1A.
Many were saddened when Zapper and its peers were once again taken off the air in late 2018 to yet again make way for a new era of idents for BBC2. But Zapper is one of those idents that I would argue will always be memorable in some way. Whether it's the striking design, the charm of the whole sequence in general, or the visually appealing final image, Zapper struck a chord with audiences that not many idents from any channel are able to do. It's one of the strongest of the era, one of the best BBC2 has to offer, and in the 10 years that this era has lasted, it certainly is one of my favourites. And so we've come to the end, but before we go, the final words from our broadcaster. This programme has been brought to you in part by our producer-level patrons. With your support, you help keep AMTV running and the programmes coming to your screens. Thank you. And that does bring us to the end of another evening here on AMTV. We hope you enjoyed the programme, and we hope to see you next time. Good night.